American politics have been marketing to younger generations for years now. It's absolutely no surprise to anyone, or at least to me, that marketing has turned to TikTok. My personal For You page has been overrun with Kamala fan edits and Donald Trump holding hands with his ex-love rival Joe Biden. And to be honest, I actually kind of love it. It might be one of the funniest things to come out of American politics this year, and is it so bad if I want to see a 12-part enemies to lovers fanfic about Joe Biden and Trump secretly kissing after the debates? Yeah. Alright, it's not my best moment, so... Anyways, I want to start by defining propaganda according to the Webster Dictionary. Propaganda is the spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. With that definition, it's important to remember that this is all literally propaganda. And if you're a voter consuming this content regularly, you need to be aware of that. This stuff is funny, but it's also being made to sway you one way or the other. So just keep that in mind the next time you're watching one of these videos on your For You page. In the past, most presidential campaign ads happened via TV. And of course, there are still ads running on TV for this up-and-coming election, but as we're seeing more and more people move away from traditional cable TV to streaming platforms, those ads are seeing less and less people. So they've moved to social media, and I think it's the smartest thing they could have done. With the absolute surge into social media, especially TikTok, now more than ever, there's a sense of connection between the generations. With everybody all in one app all the time, it lets you market not just to the new voters, but to young generations that are eventually going to be able to vote. And I'm sure there are kids who were always interested in politics. I know I was never one of those kids. But they're out there, and it's getting more and more kids introduced to politics in a way that they can understand and relate to. To really understand how both sides of the election have been marketing themselves using TikTok, we need to take a look not just at their official accounts, but at their fan accounts as well. On TikTok, we have @Kamala Harris, her official TikTok account that stands at 6 million followers and has a total of 60.2 million likes. We also have Trump's official TikTok, which is @RealDonaldTrump and stands at 11.8 million followers and has a total of 65.2 million likes. These are both the official TikTok accounts that they endorse and feature on. Kamala has posted way more TikToks than Trump, despite Trump having way higher reach overall. And we're going to take a look at their most popular TikTok posted so that we can actually see what's reaching the most people.
Hey Kamala, what are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye.
Kamala's TikTok is made with another popular TikToker. His name is Lane Bass, and he has about 2 million followers. I actually laughed the first time I watched this when I was researching for the video because it just really wasn't what I was expecting her, like, official TikTok to be. It's just actually a meme, and it's how she's marketing herself to the younger generation. I will say that her TikToks can often feel a little structured or stiff, and that can make them kind of awkward to watch. It's giving Pokemon Go to the polls.
Pokemon go to the polls.
And I think that's because this account is most likely run by someone a little bit older. Trump's by far most viewed video is actually his first video, and I think it really speaks for itself.
The president is now on TikTok. It's my honor.
His introduction to TikTok is in collaboration with the UFC, or the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and now Trump got almost double the views on this TikTok, and I think some of that can be attributed to the fact that he has been an internet persona for a long time now, and I think that's given him an easier space to gain views, and it almost makes him more comfortable with the platform and just, being content in general. Besides their official TikTok, they also have what basically acts as an official fan account. And I think these both really have more interesting content in general. Both of these accounts post what are basically presidential memes, and a lot of them are really up to date and actually funny. This time we have @KamalaHQ with 4.7 million followers and a total of 184.1 million likes. And @Team Trump with 2.1 million followers and a total of 57.1 million likes. These accounts get a little more fun. They kind of let their freak out a little bit. So we're going to take a closer look at what some of these posts from each account and the ones that really stood out to me. Firstly, from Kamala HQ, we have a slideshow style TikTok that I have. I'm just up here in picture form. And we also have a similarly formatted post from Team Trump with these pictures. Besides slideshows, there's also multiple edits, more so of Kamala than Trump.
I have a Glock.
Yeah.
can't wear my Converse with my
This one isn't an edit, but it's a really popular joke going on in the TikTok space right now. And it's actually one that I frequently quoted and joke with my own friends. So it was almost a little bit jarring to see it when I first was researching.
I just wanna be part of your symphony.
These posts all got pretty decent views and likes, but Kamala HQ has consistently higher numbers. I think the difference in numbers here is most likely because Kamala's account has put a lot more out than Trump's has, which has led them to have that higher view count. I also think Kamala's consistently has more accurate Gen Z humor and is overall more relatable. So I think that also plays into why those videos tend to do better. I think a big reason we're seeing the use of advertisement in this way is because Gen Z is finally old enough to market to themselves. They're stepping into the workforce, and because everyone's already so connected via social media, they can easily appeal to a large audience. Another reason I think these are doing so well is because Gen Z's been trained to do this since they were really young. You're seeing more and more people striving to become a content creator or to post on social media professionally, and this ability to always make something is at the tip of everyone's fingers because of phones. It lets young people understand not just how to make something that looks good, but how to make something that other people can relate to. Advertisements, especially for political figures, can come off as out of touch because they are out of touch. The average person can't relate to a multimillionaire business person because they're in a completely different world. These TikTok's accounts humanize them in a way that makes them not just a giant political figure and makes them a silly little guy with a TikTok account, which is something that people on TikTok can relate to. It makes them your buddy and less a random face of a company. Even if you really are enjoying these videos and you find it funny when they pop on your social media feed, like I do, it's important to keep in mind that these are active marketing. They are trying to sway your ideas one way or another, and it can be really easy to miss that because the posts can seem so casual and funny. But these TikTok accounts still serve as propaganda. Propaganda has a really strong connotation behind it, and if you're anything like me, it kind of sends your mind to like the worst case scenario. That's not always the truth, and it's okay to enjoy something even if it's trying to sell it to you. Just remember not to believe everything you see at face value and to research things beyond a first glance so that when you're making a choice, you're making a choice for yourself and not just letting someone convince you. I think that's all I have on this.